Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, Marriage, Money, and Mindset. We're your host. I'm Jared.
And I'm Alexis.
And welcome back to another week of Marriage, Money, and Mindset, where we come to you every Monday at 5 p.m. dropping content on marriage, money, and mindset. Before we kick this episode off, we got a few new subscribers. Want to say thank y'all for subscribing to the YouTube channel. For our existing subscribers, we appreciate y'all returning. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Click on that little subscribe button on your screen. Yeah, guys, we back another week. But before we kick it off, how was your week? It was all good. It's a pretty good week. Nah, what's wrong?
No, it was a good week. Before we get into this episode, we also want to say if it's helpful, if you find any of the information helpful, go ahead and share it with someone that you know. It does help our channel continue to grow.
Yeah, exactly, guys. So hey, look, last week we did episode 46 on what is the mission for your marriage. If y'all haven't seen that episode, please go back and watch it. We discussed, how it's important to have vision and goals for your marriage
and a purpose
prior to marriage.
Yeah.
And that's part of your, marriage going forward, right? That's the glue, in our opinion, having a mission for your marriage, right? Today we're doing episode 47.
We're going to be talking about long-term consequences of our daily choices.
Yeah, guys, long-term consequences of our daily choices, right? So, we wanted to touch more on, I guess this would be more of like a mindset type of episode this week.
Right.
We want to discuss, how it's very vital to the choices that you make every day, which determine your long-term outlook on life, your long-term consequences of your life, right?
Right.
So we got, 5 areas of, daily choices that we want to mainly focus on. And then we're going to go into a little analogy that we have to, kind of, make it a little bit more interesting with this episode, guys. So let's define consequence first before we kick it off. So give us that definition if you have it. Do you have it?
No, I didn't write it down.
Of course you don't. I'll do it. Okay, so look, so a consequence is a result or effect of an action or condition, right? The result or effect of an action or condition, right? So what does that mean to you?
So a consequence, it can be positive or negative consequences. So basically, for every action, there's going to be a reaction. So if you have positive actions, then you're going to receive something in return. So the 5 things that we're about to get into are positive things and what outcome you can expect from it or what consequence you can expect from it.
Yeah, exactly. Like she said, every action is a reaction. So we want to make sure that y'all are making the right actions to have a better future, right? So we're gonna talk about some things that you should be conscious of that you make, the choices you make every day in life, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the first one being your health and well-being, which in my opinion is probably the most vital one, believe it or not. Health is wealth. Health is wealth, guys. You can't have a fruitful life where your health is bad, right? We talked about that in previous episodes, so your daily habits like diet, exercise, and sleep have significant long-term impacts on physical and mental health. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, diet. So what you eat every day, guys. Hey man, look, if you're a little overweight right now, that didn't just happen overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That happened over daily choices,
that added up.
Making poor daily choices in what you consume, right? So, you want to make sure, and we're not saying you can't consume, a treat here and there, just not every meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
every
saying?
Every meal, every day, eating junk, all day, every day.
Right. It's going to show, you know, and then of course it affects your internal, your organs, etc. Right.
Yeah.
Not just your physical, but also your internal.
Yeah.
Exercise. That's very important. The body, the joints, the muscles, the blood flow, that all comes from exercising, guys, and just looking fit too, and feeling good when you wake up in the morning.
Right.
It's very important to make sure you're implementing some type of exercise regimen every day. I ain't gonna say every day, but whatever regimen, week, however you desire to do it.
Your routine.
I
for me, would say
it's 4 days a week for me.
It's important to do something, be active daily.
Being active.
Regardless if it's you going to the gym, you don't have to go to the gym every day, but you still should be active every day. So get your steps in. They have Fitbit watches that count your steps. Just do things that keep those, not ligaments.
You want to keep the body. Well, I mean, you want to put some strenuous activities on the body too. Just getting steps in ain't gonna cut it either, man. Okay. That's not cool. No, don't tell them that. No, get yourself. It don't have to necessarily be a gym. You can buy things that you have in your home, equipment. You know, I mean, even like for older folks, like what do you call little stress tools? I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. Mm-hmm. Again, something strenuous, in my opinion. That's my opinion, you know, because that's talking about muscles and joints. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course, sleep, guys. You have to sleep. You know, the body does need rest. I'm not telling you to sleep all day and all night, but get you some good rest. Get you, you know, I usually just say, you know, for me, I need my body just to be in a relaxed state for X amount of hours. You know, like I don't need 6+ hours of sleep, me personally.
It's supposed to be 8.
Or 8. Yeah, that's 8 hours. I don't even know how people sleep that long. Mm-hmm. That's a long time, you know. Yeah. But again, guys, health as well. So let's talk about number 2.
The second one is financial stability. So your small daily spending and saving habits can accumulate over time, leading to financial security or instability. So depending on which one you're leaning towards, your savings or your spending.
Well, just what are you doing every day with your money? I mean, everybody has money. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, where is it going? Spending money each day.
Where is it flowing? Right. How much of it is going to invest in? How much of it is going to, you know, your future self, right? Mm-hmm. And what type of investments, if you are investing, what type of investments are you buying, right? Mm-hmm. You know, these things are going to determine the outlook in your life, you know, how your life is going to end up financially, right? Yeah. Because if you're putting money in things, poor investments, you're making bad investments, or you're not investing at all. Yeah. Well, when you reach the age of 59 and a half, 60 years old, and, you know, your financial situation is poor, well, you know, we're going to get into it here in this analogy, but hey, man, you know, God willing, you make it to see that day, you know, you're 60 years of age. But, you know, if you don't have your finances together by then, you may be out of time. You know, you want to make sure while you're young, active, you're able to get out there and put this money to work, you know, and we talked about it on episode 42, which was reasons why your wealth is not growing. I gave a formula. It's called 1825-45-10 that represents $5 a day, 45 years at 10% interest. Right. And that would net you anywhere in the neighborhood of like 1.4 million. That's an easy thing to do, right? But yeah, guys, you know, like your financial choices that you make daily, they compound, you know. Yeah. So again, like we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, positive or negative consequences of your life is going to be determined on how you're financially allocating your funds, right? So let's talk about number 3.
The third one is career growth. So regularly invest in time and learning and skill building to develop better career opportunities and professional success. So this not only applies to your job skills, but also your career skills, your entrepreneur skills. Right. So what type of skills are you building that can be monetized and help you out?
Yeah, I would say you got to develop skills outside of your job too, because you know you don't want to just solely rely on your job, right? If something happens, if it goes south, you have skills elsewhere to where it didn't even matter if that job is still there or not. You know, so that's what I highly recommend. Find skills outside of your job, and scalable skills, by the way, something that and possibly a skill that you could even delegate right to someone else, so you can focus on, you know, your daily job if you have a daily job. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be my advice, you know, when it comes to your career growth, you know, and pick the right careers, by the way, guys. You know, go to in life, you know, that's what tripped me out too. Sometimes people go to school for a career that potentially may become obsolete, you know, or doesn't bring in the resources for the lifestyle that they desire to have.
I think that's a bigger one too.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me. So, you know, if there's a certain lifestyle you desire, but the job isn't or career isn't going to pay those types of resources, why are you even going for that type of career? That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So, I don't think we think about that all the time whenever we select a major in school.
Should.
You don't work backwards. Be the
first thing you probably look at. What does this career potentially pay? I get it if you want to if you're just truly passionate about a particular career, but it got to bring in some resources. You can't expect a certain lifestyle You know, and maybe if you got a partner, maybe they could support you with your passion. But one of y'all, both of y'all need to make sure y'all have the right revenue coming in to sustain whatever desirable lifestyle y'all have, you know, in my opinion, right? All right, so let's talk about the fourth daily choice that affects your long-term life or consequences, relationships, right?
Yeah, this one is most important to me. Yeah. Choosing the right relationships can make or break your future.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, consistently nurturing relationships through small acts of kindness and communication strengthens bonds, builds lasting connections, right? So, who's in your circle, right? One exercise you can kind of like get an idea of who's in your circle. Go to your cell phones and look at like maybe your last 5 or 6 text messages. Who were you talking to, and what were y'all talking about?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, what type of you know, things are y'all discussing? You know, are they positive, negative? You know, things like, you know what I mean? So, and your relationship should, you know, be one that's reciprocated. You know, you should have a reciprocated relationship with whoever who's in your circle. You know, iron sharpening iron is what I like to call it. You know, because the way I look at it, man, you're either helping me or hurting me, you know, get to where I'm trying to get. So, you know, you got people in your circle that, you know, aren't supportive. They're not doing anything with their lives. You know, I mean, again, you can love them from a distance, right? But because not everybody's going to come along with you on your journey, by the way. You know, if you're someone who's working towards a particular desirable lifestyle and they're not, unfortunately, they may not come along that journey with you. So
they may be holding you back.
And they could be holding you back, right? And the last one, personal development.
Making conscious choices to pursue personal growth activities such as reading, hobbies, exercising, etc. Those can lead to a more fulfilling life.
Yeah, I mean, personal development is very important, guys. You know, feed your mind every day with something that's going to better your soul. I mean, better your soul too, but your lifestyle in return later. You know, I mean, that's something that, like I say, I like to say, stay a student in life.
Exactly.
You know, there's
Keep
always
learning.
there's always something new you could be learning that's positive and beneficial towards your daily, as a daily decision that you make for a long-term better life and consequence in life, right? You know, so it's very important, right? So, you know, considering the long-term implications, we can make more informed decisions that contribute to a better future for ourselves and those around us, right? So now we're going to touch upon this analogy, right? So I'm sure everybody who's watching this episode are different ages. You know, you're not all the same age, right? And so when it comes to ages, we like to look at it like quarters. You know, football season's right around the corner. You know, we getting close to that football season. So we figured out an analogy of, you know, we're going to use the football analogy, you know, with quarters, right? There's 4 quarters in the sport of football, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to basically break down, you know, the age groups based on these quarters and things that you should be doing within each age group, right? All right, guys. So let's talk about the first quarter. That's going to be from 0 to 20 years of age, right? First quarter. So talk about it, Hirsch.
All right. So this is your kickoff or your early plays. So that's from birth, early childhood. The kickoff is foundational values and habits are established. So this is whenever you're learning everything, you're picking up on different habits and establishing those habits. You're learning the playbook. So that's your basic skills, education, social norms. So how does that relate to football?
Well, yeah, I mean, the beginning of a game is the kickoff. You know, that's the start of life. You know, hey, you know, you're coming out the womb. You don't know anything. Everything you're exposed to in life is going to basically start to mold and shape you, right? You know, the type of, you know, things you hear, the things you see, you know, what you're around, your environment, you know, the demographics around you. All that's going to play a major role going forward in life, believe it or not, right? You know, because we come out the womb, we don't know anything about the world we're in, right?
Yeah.
And that goes all the way to 20 years of age, guys. You know, you're building fundamentals, right? You know, you're going to want to focus on who, as children, you want to focus on your social interactions, you know, your academics, your physical development, you know, and these are similar to how players work on basic techniques in fitness within the game of football, right? That's like the beginning of the first quarter in life, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that second quarter. So let's talk about that. That's from 21 to 40, right?
Okay. So now you're starting to build momentum, create your strategy. So you're gaining ground. You're pursuing a higher education, starting your career, you're forming significant relationships, advancing the ball down the field. So that's
Yeah.
how it relates to football.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so second quarter, the game's going. We kind of got a feel for the other team. But how it relates to us as humans, or daily choices. The higher education. Let's talk about that for a second. You're getting past high school. Now you're getting into more of what you was exposed to.
Yeah. You're
To
honing
further
in
your
that
education.
focus.
You're honing in that focus, just like advancing the football, right?
Yeah.
This is very important though, because your career is gonna, like I said earlier, determine what type of lifestyle you're gonna have. If you chose the wrong career, well, it's not to say that it's over, but you want to make sure you choose a career path that meets the lifestyle that you desire to have, right?
Right.
So you want to focus and establish on growth and growing your career, which is a key to executing well-planned drives to score points, just like in football, right? And then, of course, teamwork and collaboration. So building and maintaining personal and professional relationships is crucial, much like teamwork on the field. So again, back to that circle aspect, who's in your circle, right?
Right.
You want a good team if you want to win the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, all right, third quarter, 41-60. So adjustments and continued effort. So it's like halftime, right? So, okay, this is where we stop and kind of assess where we are. We're about middle age now, 41 to
Midlife.
60, midlife,
Right.
So, okay, hey, what have we accomplished? Where are we in life? What's going on with this game, right? Are we winning? Are we losing? Are we tied, right? What's going on? Are we average, right? How well are we doing in this game that we call life now? So
Right.
this is a time where you need to, like I said earlier, take, adjust, make like if you have to make adjustments in life, make adjustments.
Evaluate where
Yeah.
you are and make adjustments as necessary.
Exactly. You should be at peak performance here, by the way, too. Because many people reach their peak performance in their career and personal development, striving for achievements and stability, akin to a strong third quarter performance in the game, right? Okay. And this is where you're going to be facing challenges, too. So life may present significant challenges, health issues, career shifts, family responsibilities that require resilience and adaptability, just like a team must overcome obstacles to maintain their lead, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, this is just like I said, that third quarter in your life, you, in my opinion, really you should be like,
Settled and
yeah.
have a routine going.
This isn't the quarter where you still should be trying to figure it out.
Right.
In my opinion, 41, you're kind of getting close to the end of the game, third quarter, right? Which brings us to the fourth quarter. So let's talk about that. 61 years and beyond.
Okay. So this is your legacy and end game. So you're protecting the lead, which is securing achievements and wealth accumulated earlier in your life, ensuring a comfortable and fulfilling life. So you're also
Kind of like protecting the lead in the fourth quarter of the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also passing the torch. So you may be
Right.
gathering things, life resources to pass to that next generation,
Right.
such as your knowledge, values, and wealth.
Right. Yeah, man. The end of the game, the end of the fourth quarter reflects, this is where you reflect on your life journey, creating a lasting legacy, much like a game ending with players and fans reflecting on the performance and key moments. So how well did you do, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's no overtime. You're pretty much out of time at this point. And if you haven't done well, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Game over. You know what I'm saying? But guys, look, here's the thing, man. You everything that you do every day is going to determine the outcome of your life, right?
Yeah.
So
It makes me think of making deposits or making withdrawals.
it's small incremental things that we're doing,
Right.
like I just want to play on this board real quick. So like if you look at, like let's say this is you, right? This is you today, by the way, this is you today, right? So I was talking to Hershey earlier about this. I made a comment to her, like, things in life that we want. First of all, like once you figure that out, you have to evaluate where you are currently, where that thing is in life that you want,
Right.
and how you're going to close the distance.
Yeah.
So whatever that thing is that you want, right? How are you going to close that distance? Because this is you and this is that thing, right? So, you have to figure out how you're going to tighten this, how you're going to bring these things together.
Can I
right?
say something real quick before you move on? So life is never in this straight linear direction.
Right.
So it really looks like an arrow that's going all here. It may take some turns. It may have some roadblocks. Mm-hmm. So just going back to what you said, tightening that time frame. How can you get from here today to whatever it is that you want to get to in the future? Right. You're still going to have to take a life road, a life journey. But how can you just shorten that distance, like you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, it could be whatever it is in life, man. Like whether it's a health journey you on, whether it's a financial freedom journey on, a relationship, whatever the case may be, man. Mm-hmm. Just like you have to do, like this is where it's found at, by the way, right up in here. This is the journey. Mm-hmm. This what you do in here is going to determine whether you get to this or not. What you do here, this is where this is where the meat and potatoes is.
Right.
What you do here, right? So that would be my advice, just make sure that you're making, look at it like laying bricks. You're building up to something in life. Every day you laying a brick, mm-hmm. You want to be realistic about what it is in life you're going for. Like you can't be, not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like
unrealistic.
Unrealistic. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that would be my advice, man. Everything you do every day is going to ultimately determine your life.
That's what I was saying with the deposits and withdrawals. Like you said, with laying bricks, you should be laying bricks every day. But if you're making withdrawals, that means that you're not making good choices, daily choices. You're actually making withdrawals because you're either the choices that you're making is either getting you closer to or further away from your end goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
So are you making those deposits or are you making those withdrawals?
Yeah. So what's some homework we're living with? Maybe evaluate where you are currently. Mm-hmm. Do this this exercise. Mm-hmm. Determine what it is in life you want in your future. Evaluate where you are today.
Which quarter are you in?
Yeah. Ask yourself which quarter of life you're in and are you fulfilling these things currently where you are based on what we just came up with? And then also determine what you need to do realistically that can get you closer to close that distance, right? Mm-hmm. So that's going to be y'all's homework today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, hey, man, look, we hope y'all we appreciate y'all watching. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
And if you did enjoy it, give us a like, give us a comment, share the video.
Us a share.
Yeah, man, help us grow our subscriptions. Not subscription, our subscribers. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, man, so... anything else you want to add to today?
No, that's all for me.
That's all you got? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, guys, look, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch us next week. And until then, y'all take care. Have a great week.
Peace.